She's coming back. She's coming back. Recalls last night's moments when she had a smile on her face as she screamed, "I'm coming soon," now showing sadness.
Wow.
The once upon a time cold heart is now being warmed by tears. He's losing his cool. Friend's opinion hardly ever matters at this point. No strings attached, but the rope is already flirting with his neck. Zoomed dead from a distance to a arm's length, confused on what to choose, the gun or the rope. His father's words, "Son, no matter how hard things may be, just always hang in there." And purpose, once a symphony we chose not to listen to, but now a broken chord, since he can pull the plug at any time. See, we were once the creatures enclosed in our mother's womb. But now, you see, now we are also creatures who deal with the skies to make it rain and break barriers blocking happiness, washing the stains of
bloodshot eyes, banging down our neighbors besides. Desperate times call for desperate measures. 9 millimeters paving our way to the pearly gates. Forget about praise.
Let's bow our heads and say grace.
Amen.
Amen. When little Gracie dies, he cares not about the size of the meat, but only on how deep he can get his claws into her skin.
Man in this concrete jungle, it's survival of the fetus who kicks out the hormones. Before that,
mission aborted, silent, but not for us. You see, we are the self-proclaimed soldiers of the streets who mark and take pleasure on our mother's screens.
For help, never call the police, but instead call on.
Shut up.
Call on.
Shut up.
Call on God. Call on God. See, there's a voice inside me, reflecting the opinion of my peers, my pupils, availing to focus on prophetic tales, making known to us the creator of the universe in verses, back to back and side by side.
Surrounded by a cloud of witnesses who only testify about my shortcomings, and nobody wants to defend a man controlled by his flesh. So it's useless trying to win a case without an advocate. My Lord, I have not been afraid. It's just that your image was too big to be contained by my flesh, so I had to crop it in our roots.
Objection, Your Highness. Lo and behold the righteous Lamb, whose blood cleansed the sin of every man back to a purity known only to an infant before birth. See, we were once mortal creatures enclosed
in our mother's wombs, but now we're just living it out.
9 months older than our age, but still not growing up. Our lifelines, running in circles, waiting for death to comfort our failure as Mother Earth opens her soiling womb to carry her children into the next life.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
I know I've already begun, but I don't know where to start. I'm taking chances, rolling dice and hoping my tongue will roll on shields of words to protect my cowardice. I feared you. Reason? From your birth they tried to change you, pleading with dead people to have mercy on you the Lord's ears, and so my fears were never really directed to you, but to the peace of the Holy Spirit that dwells within me.
May I be excused from kicking the first verse? The last time, birds sang the broken harmony of faith and mercy. Knees became grounded as prayers tried to strip away the golden dust to dust that would silence.
After 8 miles, the journey ends for the kid who's been kicking rhymes in a stereo for 8 months.
I'm sorry, Mom.
She would never see the harvest season, reaping only the dying fruit of a rotten seed.
I never meant to make you cry, but I killed
the rise of hope that of the 2 stillborn children, the third one could be the child.
See, I meant no harm. My sick delivery got ladies into tears, even though I released no
He amazed himself with breathtaking verses from the womb.
To an open casket, I never got the chance to think out of the box.
This is no burial. Just a natural surrogacy, Mother Earth. Bear the spirits of my fertility in your comforting womb. May the soil gently rocking to the tunes of rolling stones until judgment day arrives.
Hush, little baby, don't you cry. Mama ain't around to wipe your eyes. No, the tears will never drown the sorrow in my heart. I'll be there to hold you tight. Hush.
A moment of silence for my dead dreams.
We use fitted caps to mute the voices in our heads.
My condolences to tomorrow as she mourns. These dreams rest in broken pieces under the tombstone of unveiled shame. Buried in the pores of my skin, I'm wondering if these graves are shoveled in with the sands of pigmentation. In simple terms, is it because I'm black?
Your guess is as good as mine. A question mark enclosed by an inverse pyramid. My dreams were supposed to illuminate the shape of my path. Insomnia, trying to be the fourth wise man, chasing the stars of the night, hoping they will lead me to the sun.
How God are the dreams that we carelessly carry.
Of course, the root of our storylines, forsaking the body, spitting on his blocks of greener
The
pastures.
pastor's prayers never succeeded in sweeping away Mother Earth's golden dust to dust that was silent. As she sang, hush little baby, don't you cry. Mama ain't around to wipe your eyes, though the tears will never drown the sorrow in my heart. I'll be here to hold you tight. Hush.
The reading of the post-mortem, a testament of his passing.
Abnormal heart rates of the mother led to internal fetal suffocation due to high blood
Pressure from our peers pierced our tongue, changing our language. We spoke failure into
existence shortened by fetal suffocation of its own umbilical cord. System collapsed due to oxygen deficiency.
We sometimes take too much in and lose everything, suffocating our dreams when we don't give ourselves a chance to breathe.
Exhale to the kings and queens who are supposed to be before we